The tools and technologies of the 21st century have drastically changed how people communicate. But what does this mean for public speaking and presenting? In your academic and professional careers, you will likely be asked to deliver some kind of presentation the old-fashioned way by standing up and speaking to a live audience sitting right in front of you. Increasingly, though, you'll be asked to present using new tools and technologies. Consider a Skype interview that may be a requirement before a face-to-face interview. Think about a workplace presentation using a service like GoToMeeting or Adobe Connect. How can you make sure you're prepared to successfully communicate and present your ideas to any audience, whether face-to-face or online? The basics of successful public speaking and presentation really do transcend the technology. No matter how you are presenting, three things remain the same. Content. First, your presentation's message, your speech content, will use a formula you've heard before: introduction, body, and conclusion. This formula works regardless of the type of presentation you're sharing with your audience: a launch of a new product, an informative talk, a special event toast, or a persuasive message. It will also be important to remember to blend fact and story throughout your presentation so that your content is engaging from introduction to body to conclusion. Second, think about how you will support your presentation's content, your message, with visuals. You could use a slideshow in Keynote or PowerPoint. You could use a physical poster with a graph or a chart. No matter the type of visual aid, you should focus on visuals, not just text. The important part here is to start with your content, making an outline of your presentation, and to then incorporate visuals to support that outline. Third, you will need to deliver your content. Delivery refers to how you present your message with the support of your visuals. Delivery can often feel like the scariest and most difficult part of presenting. The risk of sharing a message with an audience makes many people feel nervous. With the help of scholarly theories, professional advice, and practical tips and tricks, you can manage the anxiety that often comes along with delivering a presentation. And then you can focus on confidently sharing your message with your audience. Through your communication courses here at Embry-Riddle, you'll be given the opportunity to study, learn, and practice these three central pillars of effective presentation: content, visuals, and delivery. For so many of us, public speaking and presenting does fill us with nervousness and dread. I will never forget my first formal presentation to a large audience when I was in college. Class was held in a large auditorium and every single seat was filled. I remember waking up on presentation day feeling sick to my stomach, and when it was my turn to speak, I walked to the podium with my head down, unable to look at anyone in the audience. I kept my head buried in my notes for the entire presentation, and I read my speech word for word. I remember feeling so nervous that I told myself that day, I hate public speaking and I never want to do this again. I wouldn't have imagined that day that 15 years later, I would be teaching college students how to overcome their own anxiety to deliver a successful presentation. In fact, when I was asked to teach a public speaking class for the first time, I realized that I didn't want my students to go through the nervousness and anxiety that I went through as a student. I was determined that there was a better way to learn public speaking. So I read, watched, and studied every presentation expert I could in order to create a positive environment for my first speech class. And what I learned about content, visuals, and delivery completely changed my attitude toward public speaking. Learning and feeling comfortable with these three basics will help you gain confidence and see your communication skills improve, just as it did for me. Through your communication coursework, you will gain the confidence and skills you need to communicate effectively. My name is Alex Reister. Welcome to Speech 219.